what we expected, and maybe it might be G2 taking it over the line as we head into map number 3 of the series.
Quite possibly. It really could be. Don't worry, Mitch, I was going to let you answer a bit of that because Fred did kind of throw a question to you, but you just sat there and blanked out. So I'll allow you to have your little moment, as this moment could be the last moment we have here of the Blast Twitch Valorant Invitational. This was a best of 5, and FPX showed us something we hadn't seen from them before. It was an incredibly dominant performance against the best team in Europe. They were trying to challenge the Giants in G2. We're now on Haven, which has always been a pretty good map for FPX, but you're going up against the likes of G2, and can anything be a good map when you're trying to take on these Titans?
Well, only time's going to tell if FPX have got what it takes to bring this across the line. I just want a massive shout out to Zyppaan for not picking Phoenix like they did versus Scape. That one gave me an aneurysm, so I'm very happy that he's just sticking down at what he's good at.
As we look at what he's good at, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, headshot.
Now Zyppaan, right? Obviously, his Twitter has just blown up massively because everyone is amazed by the breach flashes. That's what you were alluding to there, Mitch. For G2 right now, 3v5, and I don't think any amount of flashes will help them in this one. Ardiis trying to sneak his way in, but he's going to have to back away from that. Isn't caught by it, which is a solid push for him. Might be able to try and sneak around, but the paranoia comes out. He can't see anything, and Angel's just doming heads everywhere he goes. Now we're going to see FPX go on the hunt. They want to get these last 2 kills in, and davidp is hoping someone might fall for his trap. He's got the shorty in hand. He's looking to do some serious damage. It's Angel who's going to meet first, but he's got backup from Shadow as well. And this is what FPX needed. Some sort of a mental reset to come back into a game after being demolished on your pick. And remember, to me, Haven is always a middle ground because it's one of the most played maps. It's one of the most comfortable maps for many teams.
Yeah, it can definitely be that middle ground. And for both of these teams, yeah, I've seen quite a lot from FPX that was good. And then a couple of games that I'm just scratching my head going, how the hell did you lose that? Like, the one I always go back to when we saw them versus Skate, I said the same thing. AOXE. They lost 13-4. Who are AOXE? And how have FPX lost to them? Like, these kind of things, I'm starting scratching my head going, is this a good map for you or not? Please make your mind up. Because I don't know.
It's a true 50-50 depending on which FPX shows up, but this is a very different FPX from what we've seen before, at least on Ascent, and I just need their confidence to stay up as pyth being very cautious. We're seeing the force-up count out from G2. They don't want to allow FPX much to work with in this one.
Has he just headbutt that nade back at them? It looked like he actually just went in and went, nade? Just headied it back. Go on, you eat it.
It's a good tactic. I'm all down for it. Unless it explodes in your face and you go, errors were made.
Yeah, just start kicking nades back at them. Hey, you know what? You go and take it. Try and nade me.
Mate, that's adding a whole next level skill mechanic to the game. Ooh, okay. They've spotted now that there's at least 3 players on C. They seemingly still want to challenge it, and it's going to go their way. But Mixwell, that's huge. He picks up 3 kills, and he's given them an opportunity. The force-up could be working out for him. Spike will go down, and FPX, they've really got to make some magic happen here. Shadow's going to upgrade to the Bulldog, but is the Bulldog going to be enough? They're trying to check their corners as ardiis is going to go and get as much information as possible with both players showing. And the fact that Angel doesn't have a weapon here, this is scary, but he's the headshot machine continuing. The flashes come out towards him. He's going to back away from the first one. The second delivers. He's trying to turn. He's trying to make it happen. He's trying to keep some cover going on as well, but there's just too many players around him. G2 get it done. And now we're looking at 1-1.
Tying them up. FPX here, they get off to that pistol round. You're like, okay, here we go. Never mind. Yeah, slap back immediately. And it's Mixwell in this round.
Yeah.
Like,
here we go.
Hey, nice heady back. Go on. Take your nade. Go on.
Mate, that's the new tactic. We're going to try that in many of our games from now on.
I wonder, can you like jump, if it's above you, jump and like heady it up higher in the air? I was just wondering. I was like, that didn't bounce off a wall. That must have been his face.
And the way it's a Cypher head, you just get that ting.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that was. If that had killed someone, I'd laugh my ass off. Oh, you should get the kill if you heady it back at them.
Yeah, you take this. It's like, now it's mine.
I've thrown the nade.
The power play. That's the real alpha move, isn't it? Full chat mode. Well, that's an alpha move as well. Alpha aggression from davidp. He'll take some more control here as well.
davidp ever harassing those back lines, and he's around the side, but he's missed the shots. That was a little bit dangerous. Un petit peu dangereux, as he would say. But he's able to get out of there safely, duck away into the alley. And he's not running for the hills. Even against pistols, this man's still staying aggressive.
And on the breach, he constantly does this. How many times do we see him get aggressive on breach? We saw it last time around, and now he's got ardiis to back him up. The confidence is sky high. Yeah, they're only against pistols, but this is all about what G2 like to do. Get in the heads of these players. Because we spoke to ardiis about it, right? He's aware that a lot of the FPX players don't have the same level of experience of playing in these high-pressure games, in this high-pressure situation. For now, for him, he didn't before going into Valorant, but now he's getting used to it, and look at his confidence. If they can try and put him down, they know that that's giving him a bit of an advantage when it comes to the mental state of play.
Shadow must be at a huge disadvantage in every fight he takes. It looks like he lives in a high percentage earthquake zone. Every time we switch to this dude, his whole house is shaking.
Like, do you know what? Like, he's Swedish. Go to IKEA, buy one of those strong desks, you know? Like, ones with the legs that aren't going to wobble like that might help you out a bit. Even that, he's got a bit of rhyme time in there. His legs supposedly always shaking.
Well, I could see both his hands, so I don't know what's happening with Shadow. I don't know what his excuses are.
Oh, a helping hand instead, you know? He's making it work that way.
Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, Ryan. It's you'll live it down.
Yeah, Ryan already hates that everyone pointed it out in the first place. His little shaky leg. It's a dance for Ryan, and right now davidp might be dancing into a lot of fire. He's going to have to back away, but he can't escape that. FPX now going to go for the full charge ahead. Patitek, he can hear what's going on, but there's not much he can do about it. Good shock darts going up here, and it's going to do a nice bit of damage. Only softens up Zyppaan, though. Not going to put him down, as ardiis going to have to try and escape that. Patitek's fallen in the meantime, and G2, they're struggling to gain control of this site. FPX, still with 5 players alive, is looking real good for him. Mixwell and pyth came late to the party. Oh, and they just can't see anything. The smokes continue to go down. Yeah, save time.
Yeah, definitely. Time to back out of there. There's nothing else you can really do in this situation. And for G2, yeah, it's not going to be upsetting. It's not going to be too deflating, really. They've come into this half with at least a little bit of power. But I think they'll be upset that they haven't managed to take any weapons away from FPX. That's really where the downside of this round lies.
Yeah, that's it, right? You kept 5 alive. They comfortably all exited from the same area. No chance of an opportunity to get any frags out there, and FPX was smart enough not to go hunting for any of these G2 players. They're not in a position to do so just yet.
It's been a really topsy-turvy series in the sense that, you know, for Ascent to go the way of FPX, that really caught us off guard.
Oh, yeah.
Then all of a sudden they come in and they look like they forgot to log on or turn their monitors on the second map. G2 just wrecked them. And now, like, they're in a position where, okay, they've got to win the next 2 maps to close out the series and win the tournament. The final ignition series of the EU region. And that made sense. This is what we expected. FPX, like, coming into Haven, this is a scoreline that we could definitely see happening. It's just the way that they won each other's maps was not expected in the slightest.
Now Mixwell, he's got backup from pyth here. Trying to find an opportunity and straight away deals with Zyppaan. That's a big scalp to take. FPX trying to fire back through the doors. Cage is going to go out as well, which is perfect for just backing away from. No extra information going to be had there as Angel deals away with the dart. But the control that G2 have now is huge. Instant reply from Mixwell, put the smoke down. Angel trying to tap away through it. Oh no, a lot of damage goes out towards the breach. That's less than ideal. Shadow got tagged up heavily. The rest of G2 can fall back, and okay, some damage has gone towards Mixwell, but they've still got the numbers in their favor. Oh no, Angel, you're not checking it. They're too busy getting ready for the setup, and they don't even have a chance to get set up. The same thing happens to Shadow, and it's all going in favor of G2. Shao's trying to soften it up and even up the numbers. But it's a little bit too late now. The time is just running out. You're never getting in there.
No, there's no way. Saving over these weapons is the only way that FPX find any sort of success out of this round. And again, another good answer back by G2. I feel like, oh, that's a risky push out to grab. Was it even to grab a weapon, pyth? I don't know. That was a bit wild. When I look at the position that they're in, the bank, so I want to get your opinion on this one, because obviously you've got some professional play under your belt, if you can remember back to 19.
Here we go.
And,
Here we go. Of course.
When you're in a position that FPX are in, that they're down a map, about to lose the series if they lose this one, and you end up trading rounds back and forth, to me that feels like it's going to feel pretty bad, because it's like the tension just creeps up and up while G2 are just sat back kind of relaxing in their hammocks.
It's one of those things, right? It depends on the state of the team and the mental side of things. Because, like, you know, you mentioned it in the previous game, but we didn't really get to talk about it. It's like, is it better for them to mount a comeback in a way and then lose anyway and feel like, oh, okay, we got something done? Or is it better to get it over with? Like, for me personally, if I'm playing it, it's like, I'd rather just get wrecked, move on to the next game, and then you save yourself a bit of energy, right? You just go, cool, we didn't have a chance in that one, let's come back stronger in the next. But some people actually like the idea of, like, getting a bit more pumped up, getting that adrenaline running, and then going into the next game thinking, look, we nearly even come back after such a deficit. So it really depends on the mentality of players on how they approach these kind of things. That's what makes it so difficult.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting to me, because there's basically the statistical element and the human element behind it. It's like you're saying about, you'd prefer to just get it, save the energy, get it out of the way, let's just get the next map started, and we'll bounce back there. Whereas obviously, if you do manage to bring it back to a 13-10, if you look at it from a bookmaker's perspective, from a purely analytical, statistical standpoint, you're far more likely to win the next map if you lose 13-10 than if you lose 13-0. Like, odds are way more in your favor. They're not in your favor, but they're way more in your favor with the closer scoreline. But, like, that's the thing. It's like, well, okay, but maybe you've expended all your energy to get that 13-10, and now you come into the next one, you're kind of a little bit more laggy, you're more tired, and that's where it can really hit you. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of the clash of the two sides, and down to really what kind of player you are and what kind of team you are.
Well, look at other games, right? See how many times we've seen tournaments, and even in Valorant tournaments themselves, it'll be like, really close first game, one team wins it, really close second game, and then you see both teams get onto the third map, and it's sometimes going to be about who's got the stamina left within them. Sometimes when you have these blowout games, it's like one team wins their map, picks super blowout, the other team wins their map, picks super blowout, and then you get this amazing third and final decider, because it's like they're both fully charged, they both quickly ran through it, and it's like now we'll meet in the middle, and then we get to see the full extent of it all.
Yeah, no, I've seen that a lot. I've seen exactly what you're describing in the second one. Anyways, the two really quick games, like each team trades it back. Obviously, I'm going into Counter-Strike territory, but it'd be like 16-5s each side. And then you come into the final map, and it's a really close, really grueling game. Maybe you see some OTs come through. So, yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. It's always an interesting conversation to me, and I guess we'll find out what side FPX are in terms of the trading back rounds argument, if they can keep themselves in it. Because to me, it feels like G2 are just moments away, rounds away from just running away with it. And what's davidp doing there? He's running forward, flashing as he goes, but luckily, no charges pressed against him. He's able to just bail on back towards the A site, and even rotating further over towards B.
He loves to get aggressive, but Patitek's also getting aggressive, and he won't be able to do much from here. Mixwell right on the edge of the smoke. Oh, straight in with the knives. First headshot delivered. He's looking for more. Goes up in the air, but they're ready and waiting for him. FPX expected it. They know how Mixwell likes to play it. Already waiting outside. He went in full charge. But that full charge wasn't charged up enough. No Super Saiyan mode for Mixwell this time. And pyth, do you know what? Up until the finals, I've been so impressed with him. Super, like, just playing out of his mind, much better than we'd seen in previous tournaments.
Yep.
And he's had a couple of these games now. It's been slow starts for him.
Yep, the previous map definitely wasn't one that I would take into consideration, but the one before, first map, he had 2 kills at the halftime in Ascend. If I'm not misremembering, had a slightly better second half, but still only finished on 7. It was a really rough series from him, or at least map from him. And I 100% agree with you. He's been one that we've sung his praises again and again. You look at the opening games from G2, he was just smashing players out. But really, you know, it's performing under pressure. It's performing in moments like this when you come to a grand final. You need to be reliable for your team. And right now, pyth is he's having a tough time.
slower round coming out from FPX this time around. They're waiting to see if anyone else is going to get aggressive on FPX. Oh, wow. Nice use of the paint there. A lot of damage done to davidp. Now, it's ardiis that needs to try and even up these numbers a bit. Starts to see the push coming through. Luckily, Mixwell's already decided to rotate over. Angel coming in with a teleport, and he's gone up high. He's going to jump straight down, but into the clutches of ardiis. It's a straight refrag coming in there, but Angel, you don't want to give away opportunities like that.
Well, we're now in a spot in a 2v4 retake that I don't even expect to see G2 moving towards this site. Although they are walking on forward. That drone's already cleared out this angle, but they're still watching it. Zyppaan was cautious on 1-for-1 trades. Are they still going for this? Patitek wants the 1v3. He thinks he can win it. He's had to back away after the flash, and it looks like that is going to be the end of his run at the retake. Although I still feel like they stuck around maybe a little bit too long.
He was hoping someone might overextend or poke on into it. But not this time around. FPX are trying to play it as smart as possible. They know how difficult it is to deal with G2's attacking side on this map. They've seen many teams on the receiving end of it. It's a much more even game, though, from these two to start off with here. This is much more what we expected.
It's what we hoped for, definitely. After the double 13-3 that they initially clashed on, I was quite worried that G2 would just dominate this series. Then Ascent goes to FPX, and it's looking like the inverse might be true. But here we are. We're at a position where G2 are obviously ahead, as you'd expect. But they're struggling. 4-3. Patitek having a slower game. pyth having a slower series. This isn't the time that you want players to disappear on you. As I said, it's all about consistency, and these are the moments that your team needs you more than ever. And we haven't really seen that from G2, where a couple of players drop off coming into important games. I think FPX are doing a pretty phenomenal job with this slow, grueling playstyle on the attacking side. They're really punishing G2 for any of the mistakes that they're making and causing them to constantly question themselves. I want to make a point here, James. Nobody's pushed forward on G2. We're now a minute in the round when we see Mixwell eventually peek over towards the A site. But up until now, there's been nothing from them. And they're usually a very proactive and very early aggressive team.
Shells went out but didn't find anything. Angel pushed up. It's a back and forth battle. A lot of G2 have already got themselves into the site, but is it even going to be enough? They're trading out, and Shao looks to deliver some more. davidp wants to sneak up on it. The spike only just about to be planted. Mixwell's hoping to be given an opportunity. They're ready and waiting for this push to come through. Nice positioning from Meddo there. Oh, the trade-off and the swing, but Mixwell onto Shao. That was a beautiful shot, but it's just not enough. And finally, we see FPX take a bit of a slower pace, but go towards the C site and then had a lot of focus towards A and B. And this was, again, very back and forth, very chaotic, coming down to some real close encounters.
That was a... we ran out of battery. That was a serious jaw-dropper shot from Mixwell. I mean, that genuinely dropped my jaw just instinctively. That was
I didn't think he hit it. I had to look up. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea how he hit it either. That's the thing. Like, just watching that, just going, no, he couldn't hit that. He couldn't have gotten the shot off even. It was so damn good. But 5-3. Position for FPX, ever improving. You know, the attacking side of this map can be clocking up about 7 rounds. It's reasonable. G2 have got to feel somewhat comfortable, but it's now about getting access. You know, the previous round they had 3 players rotated into the C site, ready for the push, and nothing really came of it. And FPX, they've still got a little bit left to commit in terms of ultimates, certainly more impactfully than G2 do, with that Hunter's Fury already playing massive roles in some of the games we've seen in this series alone. I'd be cautiously optimistic if I was FPX about how that previous round went.
Yeah, FPX are really on this position right now, though, of like, we want to play, G2 has to play against guess who, you know? Like, which way are we going to go? What's going to happen? Nicely done from Shao with the Hunter's Fury. Goes in to try and tag up another one, but the destruction continues. They've got themselves into the A site. The spike's going to be planted. They've been met with very little resistance here. Mixwell's just up in the tower, and even if Patitek's able to find that kill, Mixwell, he needs to find an opening of his own. He can't just push in just yet. Ooh, Zyppaan, a bit slow to react on that. You don't normally say that about him. Angel still sat in the back lines, and well, that's information for Patitek to play off. He can give that over towards his teammates. So a good use of the ult, at least in that. No success found with the breach. Shao looking to face for it, and that could be problematic. If Mixwell can get this kill onto Angel, it's going to be huge. He dashes on out. He's got some backup, and they swing round together. If they can pull this off, it's going to be absolutely huge. But Shadow lands a big shot, and pyth won't have enough time. He has to get the hell out of there. He manages to grab an operator for his troubles. But that's still 6 rounds now on the board for FPX. But that got way too close.
Huge read by Shao as well on the Hunter's Fury. That opening was invaluable to them. And they realized, you know what, ardiis is still in his drone. So he's stuck stationary, probably on the site itself, right? So they ult in, they grab that kill, and although it comes very close, the time is what ultimately buys them the win over on the FPX side. On the back of that, and we talked about the Hunter's Fury impact. It's great that we got to see it straight away. 6-3. The scoreline is good for FPX. Everything is going their way, and G2 have got a much weaker buy than is really ideal for them at this point.
FPX want to up the pace a little bit here, knowing that it's a lesser buy coming out, but Mixwell with the knives could change things up a lot here. Oh, plenty of damage going the way of FPX. This is a huge push in. Full confidence, full force, and G2 don't know what to do. pyth's trying to escape. He may have the operator, but he can't get anything done with it. Patitek's all alone. He's got a Spectre at least, but he's got to rely on them pushing him. And what they do, but after already finding out where he is, the FPX show continues. So much better from them, Mitch.
Looking a million times better, Banks. Absolutely. The fact that they're delivering after such a crushing defeat on the previous map speaks to the professionalism of this team. Now that we look at moving into the final stages of this half, a G2 that have been pretty flat so far. We're missing pyth. We're seeing Mixwell turn up, but not to the extent that we need to alongside Patitek, who is, you know, had an amazing first map, an amazing series so far.
Yeah.
But himself and ardiis have not been here in this map, and ardiis in this series as well. It's been tough.
Now Boombot not going to find any success. You can see the change-up as well. davidp not getting as aggressive anymore. FPX started to get wise to it as Shadow finds himself a nice one. Tries to take a pop shot through the smoke. Won't connect, but they're well aware of the positions now of some of these players. And just the use of smoke we're seeing here from FPX is making this so difficult for G2 to find any success. The onslaught continues, and this time they're going to barrel into the B site. ardiis is pushed away by the paint shells. He can't push onto this just yet. He's got his ult in play, but is it worth going for? Maybe after this kill there might be a chance for it. pyth trying to chime in and find some success, and nicely done. Angel thinks he can sneak on and back in, but it's not going to work out in his favor. They spray down pyth, but Mixwell could easily try and clutch this out. Shao's trying to get some extra information in play, but that drone went the wrong way. Mixwell now in the 1v2. Oh, Meddo. That timing certainly didn't work out. But Mixwell, he needs to get on this. He needs to get on it fast. Can he even get it to go halfway? He sat on it for now for the first part. Doesn't decide to come off just yet. And Mixwell, a huge clutch. After nearly going down at the beginning on C long, he brings them in a big round that G2 desperately needed. Because FPX were on a tear. They were on a roll.
Again, though, look at those player cams. Not a single player on G2 is reacting the way we saw them on the previous map. No one's jumping for joy or screaming. This is a tough game. FPX are delivering exactly what davidp said in the previous time these two met, when G2 manhandled them. It was what David P said he expected of them, to put on a show, to make it difficult between these, to make it difficult for G2, and that didn't happen. But now FPX have woken up. They've come in, they're firing on all cylinders. The 7 rounds, I said it's acceptable for them to get. Past this would be amazing, but Mixwell shut them down and stopped the chances of it going their way on an 8-4 in the previous. But they've got one more opportunity to close this out on the attacking side before G2 go over to a side we know they're capable on. The ult not landing to start this off. That's the showstopper already popped. Hunter's Fury comes through. It's looking for damage. It's going to land quite a bit on that third shot. Taking the armor off most players, a shock dart to do a little bit more and almost take the breach out of play as well.
Big damage coming in. G2 are ready for this if they still want to commit to this B push. David P looking to try and find some success. He's daring to push on through. Shadow's waiting for him. Smart stuff there from FPX. Back away a little bit. Know how much the G2 are starting to commit to it. Know that you've ruffled their feathers just a little bit. And Meddo still sticking about on his own, but you want to hold on to that advantage. You've got to be careful here. Be aware of a flank, sure. That's what he's doing, going back to group up towards A. The ult's going to be used. Everything's being committed for this last round, and rightly so. Oh, they're trying to get the information. We'll get it for now, and pyth's able to react on it. This is huge. G2 can start their attempt. They all push into the site. The kills start to go their way. FPX needs to find an answer, and they need to find it now. That's the start of the good. But it could be the end of the bad. Shadow needs to land some key shots. Mixwell swings around the corner. It's a 1v1, and Meddo doesn't have much health, but he lands the key headshot. A big-time win for FPX. 8-4 is certainly the strong start they wanted, but is it going to be enough against G2? Remember, for them to survive in this, they need to grab this map. They need to take us to a 5th. G2 right now are being pushed harder than we've ever seen so far in a European Ignition Series event. They've made it look so easy prior to this, and after the break, we'll be finding out how far this test will go.
It's not fair at all.
What is this?
Nice.
Oh well, unlucky.
Ooh, heaven.
It seems like modern building-ish.
Split, definitely split.
So my guess is CT spawn on split.
Between ramp and T-spawn. Yeah, I almost guessed it.
No! So close, so close.
But it's unfair, you're like showing me the building which not even on the map.
That's a hard one though.
It's fine, 1 point for a split, right?
Oh yeah, this is Ascent, I think.
It's Inferno, of course.
I'm 100% sure on this one. A-long, I think, yeah, should be.
What maps do we have? Split, Heaven, Bind, Ascent. Okay, yeah, let it be A-long.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's A-long for us, nice. Nice!
Ooh.
And I'm 95% sure I was aiming through these flowers like to find an arrow.
It's a hard one.
But now I need to remind myself what map it was and where it is.
I'm thinking Ascent or Bind.
Oh, flowers.
This one was super hard.
It should be Bind. I don't know why, but I think flowers is all around Bind.
Or Haven maybe actually. A main, like close to A main.
Tunnel, basically. Entrance to tunnel. There is only one tunnel.
I'm gonna guess like outside of A main on Haven.
No, it's long. No.
Oh well, unlucky.
It's actually harder than I expected.
If I'm correct, I think I usually place a camera here.
Definitely Haven.
If I'm correct. I think this is Haven seaside.
You can lock my point already.
Oh wait, no, wait. It could be A as well.
A or C connector, I would say, right?
It must be Haven. Okay, split on B side somewhere. Quad maybe.
What? It's split?
Oh, I had one right at least.
It's not fair at all. See, the guy is flying up to see this texture. How can I answer this?
There's so many green boxes though.
Can I swear in Russian?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea right now.
Ooh, Haven.
Can't be B side on Haven, it can't be C side.
So there's the roof, green boxes.
It can't be A. Oh yeah, it could be everywhere actually.
Or it's B.
Ascent B site.
Whew. It was really hard.
What is this? You don't even look up there. Did he guess B site on Haven? He's so smart. He's much smarter than me.
I will laugh at him after.
I'll take the loss on that one.
FPX are not going down without a fight. Their spirits are high as they end the half 8-4 on their attacking side. Their defense needs to become solid now as G2 will be giving it their all. Like we said, Mitch, this is the most tested we've ever seen G2. And this is in the grand final of the last European Ignition Series here.
It's one hell of a show being put on by FPX. Look, they waited for the entire Ignition Series. It's like a dramatic entrance, right? Come at the last hour, kick the door open. We're here, baby. And they're looking to do it with a reverse sweep from being 2-1 down all the way back up into it in this pistol round. It's a defining factor that Shao's already underlining the definition, but then he goes down and they close in the distance on the site, finding every fight along the way. Finally, an answer is there for FPX as they come right back into the game and put davidp in a 1v2, and he takes a lot of damage on the way out.
And no abilities to play with anymore. He had to commit so much. He's trying to be sneaky, but Angel, he's far too smart for that. Across his career, he's seen it many times in many different titles as well. The pistol will go their way, and they're looking at a temp potentially. But remember, G2 are loving the force-ups. They're loving to fight fire with fire. And will they do it again? Or will they just stick with the classics and concede to go in with the potential for fighting it off in the third of the second half? Shorty in play for ardiis. Shorty on Patitek as well. So yeah, they're not going to go in for the Spectres or anything. No spike down kind of makes sense as well. Save onto your money and then go full force into the next after this round. Let's see what G2 can get away with here. Very fast play from davidp.
They're very normally that team that go hyper aggressive into the second round, right? You can see the respect that they're showing FPX by actually taking into consideration this weaker buy, or this non-buy, essentially. I'm a big spokesperson for buying up your abilities no matter what round it's in. You should always have a full utility belt because you save them over. Unless, okay, if you're Brimstone or someone that has a refresh where you get one every round, okay, you don't need to buy them all up on an eco. But in general, it's always good to have some, because if you don't and you end up in a like 2v2, you're thinking, God, I'd love to have some flashes right now. But if you have them and you die, it doesn't matter. You don't need to use them. You can just save them up and have them in the next round anyways. It's not like you get compound interest or anything on the cash saved over.
Imagine if that was a thing of the economy.
You got 10k, just make so much more money. Yeah, we're going to triple eco. APR. That's the...
Ooh, that's a nice start though for Patitek. C-site under the control of G2 already. They've come in fast, and I don't think FPX expected that at all. No chance of them getting the defense up here. And the retake's going to be also difficult. Look at the positioning from G2. Patitek confidently up high. davidp far down C long.
He's got a lot of control. Just anchored in position. This is a round that they definitely need this round. 100% of the time. FPX can't get away with this kind of mix buy. Meddo straight away through the smoke onto Patitek. They're making it costly. Getting back into this round is unlikely considering the time remaining. Oh, no. davidp's turned into that flash. He heard a noise, didn't realize it was the flashbang. This is possible. They need to go quickly though. I don't even think it's possible anymore. No, they have to go.
Weapons. Oh, this is huge.
Oh,
Shadow. He isn't able to deal the damage onto pyth, but Meddo swings on it as well. So despite the weaker weaponry, okay, it's around to G2, but the damage done was incredible.
Yeah, that's insert DJ Khaled meme here. Comes out, another one. Doesn't get this one, but it's all right. His teammate's here for another one. That was dominant. I love it. I love it. Like, making that round costly, make the best of a bad situation. That's what it's all about. An attack pause from G2 because they're forced down to their last dollar and dime. They've got to invest everything into this round, and so there's no messing about. You lose this one, you lose the map, and we go on to map number 5, where it is all to play for. G2, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it loud for the people in the back. They are being challenged. They're being pressured. And this could be the first time we've actually seen G2 sweat.
It does look a bit like Shadow's listening to music there while they're just having this chat, right? He's like, I'm vibing. I'm getting ready for it. First, you know, Link listening to music. And just to correct you, Mitch, remember, it's not just this round, right? There's a few more rounds that FPX need to grab to take the win. But yeah, the economy side of things will be greatly hurt for G2, and they'll be on match point.
That's exactly it. It will be 12-5 at that point.
Just to be clear, you might have confused some people.
It's not literally a win, but it is figuratively like a 99% if you manage to get there.
That's a big win.
That is a big win, but it's traded back straight away. Zyppaan, he's now going quietly into the night. And they bail out immediately. They find a kill outside doors, and they're just rotating to A. Angel, he's answering up, and he's looking for a little bit more of that paranoia, though. It's cost him his life.
So unfortunate for Angel there. So unlucky. He didn't expect someone to be that close. Patitek's very low. Meddo's going to back away from that. Zyppaan's now got some extra information to play off of here. He's got a good amount of utility to use to push him in. But is it going to be enough? That's the next thing. Patitek is behind him, trying to flank it out. Meddo needs to find an opening. There needs to be a way he can strike. Good use of the grenade. Does a hell of a lot of damage, but he can't find the kill. Zyppaan to finish off davidp. Patitek in the back lines. pyth's going to be after one that needs to do some serious damage here. He needs to at least get one kill, and that's exactly what he does. Zyppaan wasn't checking all the corners, and now he's all alone. Not enough he can do, not enough time, but more weapons taken away from G2. It's so costly for him over and over again, but it's costly for both sides now, as G2 managed to chain a couple of rounds together here.
There is no easy winning in this game so far. Every round, every victory has come with its own little cost. And for G2, it's all about answering these rounds back consistently. What is going on in this man's room? Honestly, his house is moving. It is on legs. I don't know what's happening here. Every time we switch to him, it looks like you got to jump under his table. Like, tech pause, boys. Another earthquake. Got to get under the table. Let's hope the PC's okay.
Patitek's not going to be okay for the start of this round. His aggression has been met this time. It was 3 members that pushed up early on A. Now, just to be clear, for anyone that's just tuning in, some new Valorant fans, G2 Esports have won every Ignition Series event in Europe. They are the #1 team in Europe by far. FPX right now are challenging them and trying to take them to a 5th map. 4 in total have played because G2 had the advantage. The ults are being spent. G2 are trying to find their way into the site. There was early aggression on A, but then they fell back, and now G2, they're starting to wreck face.
Shadow, Shadow opened this up. He rocked the world of Patitek, but unfortunately wasn't able to do much more after it. And Zyppaan, one of the best players in the world you're ever going to see when it comes to Valorant. Answer hugely, and he gets it done. Nade down. This could be it. Straight on three, forced into the open. What a round by Zyppaan and Meddo. The clutch, the defuse, and 11-6.
Oh my God. A 2v4 in style. Zyppaan and Meddo. Zyppaan the fast and furious. Meddo the calm, cool, and collected. Starts off with an ult that doesn't pay off. Then that beautiful headshot. He throws out the satchels. It weakens it up. He manages to get ardiis. The refrag didn't work out either. And then the nade forced him into Meddo's grasp. What a play, and the smiles. They are big right now for FPX. 1 round away from match point, and G2, they got a hell of a mountain to climb. And that mountain is FPX. It's no small feat.
Well, 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 how the turntables. You know, I saw Mixwell tweeting during that Liquid game about Liquid overfacing when that Sheriff play came through from FunPlus Phoenix. Well, looks like it's time for Liquid to tweet about G2 because that was ridiculous. They faced everything. They just gave every opportunity away. And that round was lost for no other reason than that. Now it's pistols for G2, or I should say it was pistols. They've retrieved some rifles, and Mixwell's able to answer with one, but that's stun. They're not pushing on the back of it. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication maybe because the drone was going out as well. ardiis still only on a pistol. Now he's all alone. It's going to be too much for him to handle. An easy headshot delivered from Shadow, and the 12th round secured. Oh, this is just incredible. Never did we expect it to go this far. Never did we expect G2 to be struggling like this. We have just not witnessed it in Europe. And FPX, they've turned it up a notch. They've learned from yesterday. They may have got slapped around 13-3 on both maps when they first faced off against G2 in this tournament. But right here, right now, they're bringing their A game. And it's not just relying on Shao or Zyppaan. We've got Meddo popping off. We've got Shadow having moments. And Angel, he just stands up, stands strong right when they need him to.
I've got a job for Tom in the background during this. I want him to go and just quickly check out. Is this the first time G2 have not just destroyed in a grand finals? I don't think they've lost a map in most grand finals, if not any. And yet here we are, where they're in a position where they could genuinely be losing. Angel, double opening, pyth and Patitek, they fall like flies. And FPX, they might just be taking us the whole distance, all the way to Split.
It's certainly possible. It's certainly doable. davidp, he's being so cautious. It's just not working out. The May refrag comes in, but they need a little bit more than that if they want to try and take this round and save onto the map position. Shadow to deal with davidp, and now it's all on ardiis. He's already low on health, and he's all alone. Shao will finish him off. It's 13-6, and we are going to Split. The fourth and final map in this best of 5.